Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are diving into some seriously practical strategies for navigating adult life with ADHD. And the best part, these all come from a workbook that was actually created by people with ADHD for people with ADHD. We're going to be looking at some simple but really powerful ways to work with your amazing brain, not against it. So, let's dive in.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does your brain ever feel like a computer browser with like 100 tabs open at once and they're all playing different videos? If that sounds familiar, you are absolutely in the right place. That scattered, overwhelmed feeling is super common. But the good news is, there are definitely ways to manage the chaos.
So, what's really going on here? Well, at the heart of a lot of these struggles is something called executive dysfunction. And it's so important to understand this isn't about being lazy or not caring, not at all. It's a real, neurological difficulty with the brain's management system. It's the thing that can make just starting a simple task feel like you're about to climb Mount Everest. Getting this is the first step to everything else.
Okay, so let's get practical. Our first set of tips is all about sharpening your focus. And listen, this isn't about trying to force your brain into a box it doesn't fit in. Nope. It's about giving your brain the right tools so it can really shine.
Oh man, we have all been there, right? You look at a huge, vague task on your to-do list, something like clean the whole house, and your brain just short circuits. It feels so massive, so undefined that you literally can't figure out where to even begin. That right there, that's executive dysfunction in action.
So how do you fight that paralysis? You break it down. Way, way down. Instead of one giant, scary task, you create a bunch of tiny, totally doable mini-tasks. Empty one bin. Hey, you can do that. Check. Clear the kitchen counter. Done. And here's the magic. Each little win gives you a hit of dopamine, building momentum. And before you know it, you've actually made real progress.
Okay, this next one is huge. For the ADHD brain, out of sight, out of mind is basically the golden rule. Now, this can be a real challenge sometimes, but you can also flip it and use it as a superpower. The simplest example? Your phone. When you need to focus, just put it in a different room. Seriously. If you can't see it, your brain is way less likely to get sidetracked by it.
But what about all the distractions that are inside your head? You know, the random thoughts like, oh, I need to buy milk, or did I ever email that person back? This is where a super simple, but honestly game-changing tool comes in, the distraction list. You just keep a notepad next to you, and whenever one of those thoughts pops in, you jot it down. It's like an external hard drive for your brain. It lets you relax and focus, knowing that thought is safely captured for later.
So, just like that distraction list helps us put our thoughts somewhere else, our next section is all about creating external systems for our stuff. And look, the goal here is not to become some perfectly organized minimalist. It's just about creating little support systems that do some of the heavy lifting for us.
Have you ever just felt like maybe being messy is just part of your personality? Like it's a fixed trait? A lot of people feel that way. It can feel totally impossible to keep up. But what if we stopped fighting it so hard and instead kind of worked with the mess?
This brings us to a brilliant and wonderfully named solution, the chaos container. It is literally just a designated bin, or a basket, or a drawer in each room for all the random stuff that accumulates. When company is coming over, or you just need to clear a space fast, you can just toss everything inside. It gives you instant visual peace, and you can sort through it later when you actually have the time and energy.
And remember our old friend out of sight, out of mind? Well, it applies to our planners and calendars too. This is exactly why those traditional little planners that you close and put in a bag so often don't work for us. The key is to use tools that stay visible. We're talking big wall calendars, whiteboards, desk planners that are always open. If you can see it, it exists.
Okay, here is another simple but genius little life hack. Instead of organizing things by type, like all your pens in one cup, try storing them by task. The perfect example they give is keeping the scissors and the tape with the wrapping paper. It seems so obvious, but it completely eliminates that frustrating 10-minute hunt for supplies right when you're in the middle of something.
All right, now for the big one, motivation. Let's talk about how to actually get the engine started when your brain is just not having it. This is where we get into some really clever brain hacks. Let's kick things off with a huge fan favorite in the ADHD community. It's called body doubling. It might sound a little weird, but it is shockingly effective. It's the simple act of having another person in the same room while you do a task. They don't have to help you, they could just be reading or working on their own stuff, but their quiet presence creates this gentle accountability that makes it so much easier to stay focused.
Next up, we have task bundling. The formula is so simple you're going to love it. You take a task you absolutely dread, you pair it with something you actually enjoy, and boom, it gets done. That little bit of dopamine from the fun thing helps you power through the boring thing. So think, listening to your favorite podcast while you fold laundry, or maybe doing your budget but from your favorite coffee shop. Want to turn your to-do list into more of a game? Here are a few more awesome ideas. Need to clean your apartment? Invite someone over. Nothing creates a deadline like impending guests. Feeling like you haven't accomplished anything? Ditch the to-do list and make a done list instead, just to see how much you've actually done. And for those tasks you really hate, just set a timer for 20 minutes. Anyone can do anything for 20 minutes, right? And usually, just starting is the hardest part.
So, as we start to bring this all together, I want to focus on what is, without a doubt, the most important message in all of this. This is not about becoming some kind of perfect productivity robot. It's about being kind to yourself and finding what actually works for you.
You really have to remember this. Every single brain is different. A tip that is a total game changer for one person might do absolutely nothing for you, and that is 100% okay. Think of all these strategies like a buffet. You don't have to eat everything. You just browse, pick a few things that look good, and give them a try.
And that really gets to the heart of it all. The goal is never ever perfection. It's about making small, sustainable changes. It's about celebrating the tiny wins. It's about learning to be a little bit kinder to yourself as you figure out how your own brain is wired. Because progress will always, always be more important than perfection.
So I'll leave you with this final question. Don't think about trying to change your entire life overnight. Just think about today. What's one small experiment you could try? Maybe it's a chaos container, maybe it's that 20-minute timer, just one little thing. Because that one small experiment, that could be the start of something really good.